Hey guys, it's Mary, and I'm back with an all-new Raw review video blog. Let's get to it. It was a go-home show. The pay-per-view Extreme Rules is on Sunday in Newark. Hopefully I will be there. I'm still working connections to get tickets. I'm kind of broke, but I'm working on stuff. Basically, it was an okay Raw. It's probably the worst one that we've had since WrestleMania, but in that light, it still wasn't that bad. Continued storylines along. The beef between the club and the family continues. AJ Styles opened the show, cut a promo. Reigns came out. Usos and the club were booked in a tag team match for the beginning of like the 10 o'clock hour. Charlotte and Natalya closed the show with the contract signing. So there was that. Fans are kind of mixed. They feel more mixed about AJ than they actually. I mean, people are saying they're mixed on Reigns now. He's starting to get over, but I heard nothing but boos on Monday for Reigns. But they seem kind of mixed on AJ because nobody knows exactly if he's good or bad or not. And I think that's going to come to a head on Sunday. Either they're going to turn him full heel or he's going to get screwed in some sort of way. I'm kind of hoping that Finn Balor shows up because he was my number one pick in the draft. And if he shows up, then I was right. And I'm going to win. But anyway, continuing. Dean Ambrose called out Chris Jericho after getting tied up in a straitjacket on SmackDown on Thursday, and Chris Jericho co-breakered him like twice in it, so he was kind of mad. I don't blame him. Ambrose came out, they were talking trash back and forth. Dean informed him that they will be in the first ever Asylum match at Extreme Rules on Sunday. Which is basically a cage match with a whole bunch of weapons and props hanging above the cage. I don't know if they'll be in the ring or if they're going to be above the cage. I did see a plant. Maybe it's Mitch's brother or cousin or something like that. I did see Barbie. Well, it wasn't actually Barbie. It was a 2x4 with barbed wire. But anyway, that's besides the point. So that's interesting. Don't know if there's going to be blood, but, you know, Edge product, new era. Maybe they're leaning towards it a little bit. So that will be an interesting match to watch. With the Usos and the match against Gallows and Anderson, the Usos ended up winning. There was a stare down between Reigns and AJ at the end. Melee broke out. Long story short, AJ was able to hit the Styles Clash on a chair on Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring. Usually this means AJ is probably not going to win on Sunday. I don't think he's going to win. The guys made a good point on Busted Open Radio saying that if they're going to pull the trigger and make AJ champ, they should do it now because he's super hot, because God knows what happens if he loses to Reigns on Sunday. He might not get his momentum back. And they're, you know, stuck on this Reigns thing, so they're just going to build him back up and, you know, do all that stuff. Like I said, I think that AJ is going to get screwed out of the title by his tag team partners on accident, possibly just getting him disqualified, but it's an Extreme Rules match, so he can't get disqualified. So either they're going to take him out, or Finn Balor is going to show up and tell them to take him out and have Reigns pin him, and then Reigns will move on, and AJ will end up being in a feud with Finn. As he comes up to the main roster, and then they'll have Finn with the club, and AJ will be the good guy because he still is, you know, teetering on that moral compass thing. And I think Reigns is destined to be in a feud with the returning Rollins in about 3 weeks. So we will see, but that's my prediction for Sunday. If that happens, then I am psychic, and that's really creepy. Okay, moving on. The New Day went back in time in a time machine, which was funny and kind of cheesy, but the best line of the night was Kofi coming out and hearing his old music and having a Jamaican accent and saying, leave me here, 2009 was my best year, which, you know, that was the whole Randy Orton situation, so that was funny. The contract signing between Charlotte and Natalya to close the show. Charlotte went to sign the contract, and she was reading it. Steph and Shane were watching over it, and there was a new stipulation added that if Ric Flair even walks down to the ring, he's already banned from ringside, and that hasn't stopped him. He was banned from ringside last week, and he interfered in Paige's match for Charlotte. But if he even walks down to the ring, Charlotte will be stripped of the title, which is interesting. Charlotte didn't want to sign the contract. Stephanie McMahon told her, if you don't sign the contract, you're stripped now. So she signed the contract, and then Flair started freaking out and being crazy Flair, and Shane said he had too much respect for him to, calm down, and Steph said she had no respect for him, and she slapped Flair across the face, and then that caused a distraction. Charlotte went after Steph, and then Natalya was able to slap on the sharpshooter and make her tap out in the middle of the ring. I read something today, rumors that they're heading maybe towards a Stephanie versus Charlotte match at Money in the Bank. This could be leading up to it. I also feel like they're, kind of putting a break between Flair and Charlotte, because she's kind of getting annoyed at his antics. But maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe we're going to see Steph in the ring once again, which is also awesome, because she's on my draft that she's at number 5. So that I will be justified in taking Stephanie McMahon already, more so than that she, runs the freaking company and she's always on TV. Epico and Primo re-debuted as the Shining Stars. They faced some jobbers, which was really weird because they were actual jobbers. They weren't employed WWE jobbers, which they like to do. And that was basically everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. Follow me on Twitter at Mayor_Bear. Follow Busted Open at Busted Open Radio. Follow them on Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook. Follow me on YouTube at Mary Grader. I have some ideas hopefully coming into play soon. Listen to Busted Open Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays between 2 and 4 p.m. Go to BustedOpenNation.com, which is what you should be on right now if you're watching this video. Also, make sure you put in your draft entry for the 2016 Busted Open Draft for the fans. That's up on the website right now. And I will be either A, at Extreme Rules on Sunday, which means I will not be tweeting at all, or B, I will be here watching it with my friends, and I'll be tweeting sporadically because I have to play hostess. Until then, I will see you next week. Everybody have a good weekend. Hopefully I get nice weather soon. Next week's Memorial Day. John Cena comes back in 2 weeks. It should be crazy. John Cena's back. And until then, I'll talk to you later. Lates.